Welcome back to the #1 home improvement YouTube channel in the entire world. So as you can see, I've got quite the mess. This is my work surface. And I don't know, I bought so much tools this Black Friday. Some chipping bits and drill bits. Thanks to you guys. You made me do it. This here, whew, look at this guy. Look at that. Leave a comment below, please, right now. Yes or no. Should I go over all these tools? You know, get them out, put them to the test here in a workshop. It'll be a workshop video. I'll get some cinder blocks and some bricks and see what this can do. The angle grinder, cordless, XR. We got this one here. I think I went over this on the business channel and on Instagram. So if you're not following me on either of those, you're missing out. You should, I'll put those links in the description below. Here's another cool tool. Someone even sent me a whole kit to whittle a spoon. I had to just take a break and go whittle a spoon. What do you think? Go whittle some spoons? The #1 spoon whittling YouTube channel in the entire world. Well, I get this mess cleaned up. I'm gonna put some video in about what today's project is about. So go see Handyman from the past, back at that kitchen remodel, and I will see you in a few minutes. Here's the situation. This old door here, I had to take the old threshold off so that I could get up to the edge of the wood here. And behind this door here is a whole nother room that is going to get completely remodeled, gutted and remodeled sometime within the next year. So what they need is a temporary solution. They're going to keep this door here, this ugly old door, until that time comes. So what I have is this is a red oak threshold, low profile, and I'm going to put it underneath there. But you can see, well, that's not going to give us what we need. I also have this rubber seal. This goes on the underneath side of this door here. But we've got a situation. Obviously, the thickness isn't perfect. We need to shave this down. I'm just taking a quick measurement here. And this metal edging here, it doesn't go underneath the door. So I got to keep that in mind. 1 1/4 inches is the size of that gap. The farthest width that this is 32 inches. But there is some custom notching that I'm going to have to do back at the house. You'll see why I'm in the workshop in just a minute. First, I'm going to mark this down to 32 inches. Got you down low here. I'm gonna make this total distance 1 1/8.
Why don't you just say 1 1/16?
Because it's not quite a 16th. Probably could do 1 1/16. There is room in this gasket here, but how much room? You don't want to be smashing it in there. And if you do, then it'll wear out and people won't be happy. So you got not much wiggle room with this bubble gasket here. The whole reason I'm doing this in the workshop is to use this tool. It's a lot easier to take it from there to here than there, all the way to the truck, across town, unload it, set it up. It's gonna pop it right down here. This is my rigid thickness planer. It's not a DeWalt. That's crazy. So what I'm gonna do, plane this down. I've never used my test selection on this before. Let's see how this works. Okay. So I get a lot of flack in the comments whenever I use music. I guess I can understand it, but I'm going to tell you the real reason. The real reason is when you speed up power tools, like a thickness planer or a sander or a drum sander, past a certain point, most of my videos are 4x, but sometimes I bump it up to 8x or 20x. And what it does is it turns the sound into just a loud screech. Like, I can't have that on my videos. People won't watch it. YouTube won't promote it. They'll think it's some sort of, something's wrong with the video. Alright, we're all hooked up. This thing will spit out a lot of chips, like a massive amount. So we're really going to put my dust collection to the test. I think a lot of you missed the video where I cobbled together a dust collection system. And it's still in the exact same orientation as it was when I built it, because it just worked so perfect the first time around. It was really just set up to see if it worked or not. But alright, let me get this thing fired up for you. So I'm gonna sand this down with some 120 grit sandpaper, just one pass, and then I will show you what type of top coat I'm gonna put on this. Ridiculous. So as I'm sanding this here, I realize I've got to put out a warning to the public, especially the public that watches me from California. There's this thing called, I think it's Proposition 65. If you get sawdust on you, you become infertile and you die of cancer. So be very careful. You're going to need a full-on quarantine suit. You're going to need gloves, the boots, a respirator that pulls air in from a special tank. You don't want that problem. People are getting on my case about not putting out enough safety. There you go, California. There is your safety warning of the day. I'm sure you've gotten at least 6,000 or 7,000 of them already today. What's one more? This is it. Clear wood finish satin, the best clear lacquer spray. Finish and restore furniture. Beautify woods and metals. I'll only use lacquer on stuff like this. I don't got time to be polyurethane things and wait until my next birthday to sand it and put another coat on. So that's why I always use lacquer. There's lacquer everywhere in this place. I don't even think there's really any. I see a can of paint over there. So why am I using a respirator? This, unlike sawdust, will damage you. So I take care of my lungs, use the respirator. I get a lot of questions about which respirator. Every video that I'm wearing this, we'll go over some of the silly questions in a second. This is a 3M 4115. And the cartridges, I go with the best of the best of the best. This is the 60923. I believe that is for stuff like this. It also works on sawdust and drywall dust too. I do want to get the temperature up in here. Right now it's 58 degrees. I got the fan running behind you, or the heater rather, and I'll get it up to 65. That's why I keep this room like this. It's much easier to heat this little room up than it is that massive, massive room out there. The temperature is now 76 degrees in here. This has an adjustable tip on it. Get a close-up on there. So it sprays horizontally or vertically. Of course, I've got it to spray horizontally, at least I think I do. Yeah. Beautiful. Gotta get this edge. This here is 100% dry and ready for another coat. Probably only need 2 coats, but I'm gonna go ahead and put 3 on there just to give it a little bit more wear. Like I said, this is only gonna be on here for less than a year. There it is. Put that one on pretty heavy. It dries so quick, you don't ever really have to worry about getting runs. No better time than now to open up my new tool. This is the perfect tool to do the notching into around the door stops. So this is that full kit. I have no idea what this is. You guys know what this thing is? There's a bunch of sanding pads. Remember I said I didn't need the battery and the charger, and I don't think this is a fancy, oh, it is one. Someone said make sure that you check to see if it's one of the batteries that comes with the lights. And I'm guessing there is a cheaper version that doesn't come with a light. Brushless motor. Got a pretty nice light on it. Something just move over here? Quiet. Low vibration. I want to give you a close-up of the second coat. Really doesn't need a third coat. Probably should just pack up and head over. But I'm going to do a third coat for some reason. I'm not sure what type of sheen you guys can get on there. This is a satin finish, so it's not supposed to be glossy. I have the door off and on some sawhorses. There's this drip edge here that the water's supposed to hit the door, hit this, and then go out. You can see how this little drip edge is only on one side. I'm using an 18 gauge stapler to put this on. Oh, nice, look at that. Perfect fit. Now, I need to notch this out for the stop. This is the door stop. Because I don't want this sticking way out into the room. And I would like to cover this up. I know this looks haggard and horrible, but this is strictly for function. Not really the form. Doesn't need to look pretty, but because I have this available to me, why not make it a little bit pretty? Is take my handy dandy mechanical pencil. I love these little things. I'll leave a link in the description. Is mark out where the door stop is. This here, this is an Irwin. This is typically sold at Lowe's, but you can also buy this on Amazon. I've got 5 or 6 of these. The reason I had 5 or 6 of these is because I only had one at one point in time, and I lost it or misplaced it, like we always do with our tools. And it aggravated me so much that I went and bought 5 more, and now I have them everywhere. I can't go any place without seeing one of these. So I'm gonna mark right here to show how deep I need to go, and I'll just replicate that on both sides. Using square. I did use my machinist square to test this one, and I also have a Harbor Freight version of this. And the Harbor Freight version, it's usable for like rough carpentry, but you don't usually use this thing for rough carpentry. It's not very accurate, the Harbor Freight version of this little square, and this one is dead on accurate, very accurate. Look at the description. Probably could easy about the run, but it's always a bit easier. What are we hitting up here? What are we hitting on? There we go. What do we fasten this down with? Looks beautiful. I probably should check it to see if this fits. What do we fasten this down with? Okay, hope everybody's ready. There we go. Boom! I nailed it!
He nailed it? He nailed it. I can't believe he said it. He said he was gonna nail it. And he did. He's nailed it, everybody. How is he doing that? Can't nail that. Oh yeah.
Get out! Oh, that's beautiful. It's beautiful. Like I said, this is purely for function. We're not going for aesthetics. Although, I think it looks pretty darn good. Let me get you up close and personal so you can see that there's no daylight. No daylight, no air coming in underneath here. And that's what the job was to do. It's cold out in this gigantic mudroom that's behind that door.